Welcome back to another thrilling video on this channel. Today we'll be ranking every single Star Trek main character. If there's one missing, I apologize. I'm using the tier maker tier list website thing, so if we're missing one, we're missing one. It is what it is. Also, just keep in mind, this is my subjective opinion, so if you disagree with me, that's cool. That's what makes these things fun, right? First up, we have B'Elanna Torres. She is half human, half Klingon, and I think she is a very solid character, and I think she is a solid B. Next up, we have Captain Sisko, and I gotta say, I think he's still my favorite captain and one of my favorite characters in all of Star Trek, so he goes into the S tier for me. Next up, we have Chakotay. I have no ill will against the character, but he's really not all that dynamic. I think Chakotay is probably a solid C character. Next up, we have Trip from Star Trek Enterprise, and I think he is an A character. Following Trip, we have Counselor Troy, and oh boy, where do I put her? There's a lot to like about the character, and also at the same time, she really never gets the opportunity to do all that much, so she's a tough one, but I think she's also a C. Following her, we have Ezri Dax. Now, she is only in the final season of DS9, which is tough because, you have 6 seasons of Jadzia, 1 of Ezri. I do think she does a very good job. I'm not sure the actress's name, so I will give her a B. And following her, we have Ensign Kim of Star Trek Voyager, and he's another case of I really like the character. So with that said, even though I do enjoy Harry Kim's character, I think I gotta put him in the C category. Following Harry Kim, we have Hoshi from Star Trek Enterprise. She's another character I do enjoy when she's there, but does she really have any standout moments in Enterprise off the top of my head? I don't think she really does. Now, she is the main linguistics officer, communications officer, whatever you want to call her. So she does have a pretty big job within the context of Enterprise, because that's before universal translators and such. But at the same time, does she ever really enthrall you all that much? I don't think so. So another C character. Following her, we have Captain Janeway, and she's another captain that I really do enjoy watching, and I easily think Captain Janeway is an A. Next up is Dr. Bashir, and if you were to ask me this question in the first season, if not 2 seasons of DS9, I would probably put him in the C category, but you flesh out the whole character through 7 seasons of Star Trek, and I honestly think Bashir is an A character. Following Bashir, we have Kes from Star Trek Voyager, and oh boy, is she an awful character. I know she technically, I think, propels Voyager, 10 years forward or something like that on their mission back home, but she just never really worked for me, and therefore why she's a D character. Following Kes, we have Colonel Kira, Major Kira, whatever you want to call her. She's great. Most characters in DS9 are great. She's an A. Following Kira, we have Malcolm Reed, and he's another character that I really do like from Enterprise. I don't know if he's quite in the A category, but I think he is a super solid B. Next up is Chief O'Brien. I don't think he's quite in the A, even though I want to put him there, but I think he's just got to stay in the B though. High B, like 89% B. Following O'Brien, we have Odo, and I'm going to put him in the A category. Following Odo is Dr. Phlox from Star Trek Enterprise. Another character I really do enjoy. I don't know if he beats out some of the other doctors if you really have to pick, but I do think he's a very well-written character, very interesting character, and I think Phlox is a solid B. Next up is Captain Archer. I really do like Captain Archer. I think Scott Bakula plays him quite well, and I do think he is an A character. Next up is 7 of 9, and I cannot stress to you how much I enjoy 7 of 9's character compared to Kes. She is just a so much more interesting character, brings a whole different dynamic to the show, and I'm going to give 7 of 9 a B. Following 7 of 9, we have the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager. The Doctor's a very tricky one from Voyager. I really don't know where to put him, and due to that, I think I'm going to put him in the C category. No hate to the character, but that's probably where he falls, but a high C, like a 78 or 79% of a C. Following the Doctor, we have Tom Paris. I think Paris is a better character from where he starts and finishes, so I'm going to give him a B. Following Tom Paris, we have T'Pol. T'Pol's a character that really grew on me over the run of Enterprise, and I think she slides into the A category. Following T'Pol, we have another Vulcan in Tuvok. And Tuvok is another tricky situation. In the terms of Voyager, I do think he's an A character, and I'm not going to think too hard about it, and I'm going to put Tuvok in the A category. Following Tuvok, we have Wesley Crusher, and I'm not a person that hates the character Wesley Crusher like a lot of people do. I think he's a C. Next up, we have Chekhov, and Chekhov in the original series, he's a cool character. At the same time, he doesn't do much. So with that said, C character. Same exact thing can be said for Sulu. He doesn't do all that much. C character. And I can't tell who this is from TOS. I think that's one of the yeomen or one of the nurses. It's not Nurse Chapel because she's down the row a little bit. I don't know exactly who she is. So if I don't know who she is, that makes her a D character probably. Next up, one of my all-time favorite Star Trek characters, which is Jadzia Dax. She's just great in so many ways. She's an S character without a doubt. Following one of the greatest characters in Star Trek is one of the worst, Michael Burnham, D character. Next up is Bones. I'm not going to think too hard about this one. Bones is an A character. Following Bones, we have Uhura. Uhura, of course, is a very cool character, does more in the movies in some capacity, depending on the movies, of course. But does she do all that much in the original series show? Meh, at times. So I'm going to put her kind of in the same category as Sulu and Chekhov. She's a C. Following Uhura, we have Scotty, and he's another character that you think does more than what he actually does in TOS, but at the same time, he does run the ship when Captain Kirk is on away missions, and I'm going to give him a solid B. Following Scotty is Nurse Chapel. It's cool because it's Majel Barrett, who is married to Gene Roddenberry, of course, but at the same time, she usually just kind of stands there and says, yes, doctor, and that's about it. So, C. This guy from Star Trek Discovery, I don't even remember his name, nor do I really care. He was a Klingon turned to human, I don't know, D character. Following him, we have Dr. Beverly Crusher from TNG. She is not my favorite doctor, and I think she's a solid B character, but not a high B, but I'm going to give her a B nonetheless. Following Dr. Crusher, we have Captain Picard, and need I say much about Captain Picard? He's one of the best. He's an S character. Don't think too hard about it. Following Captain Picard, we have Lieutenant Commander Data, and I do think Data is an A character, and I'm not going to think too hard about that one either. Following Data, we have Captain Luca, something like that from Discovery, but you know how this goes. Next up, we have Geordi LaForge from TNG. This may upset a few people, but I think Geordi is a B character, and that's where I'm going to put him. Dr. Hugh, I forget his last name in Discovery. Like all Discovery people, you go into the D category. Next up is Jake Sisko. He's a pretty well fleshed out character for not being a super main character. And of course, his relationship with his dad is one of the best in all of Star Trek. But with that said, I do think Jake Sisko, C character. Dr. Pulaski only had one season in Star Trek TNG, which was season 2. And even though she was not like Crusher at all, she did grow on me throughout season 2, and I'm really sad we didn't see her pop up in the rest of TNG or even in one of the TNG movies. But with that said, Pulaski is a C character, but she had the potential to be at least a B without a doubt. Following Pulaski, we have Spock, and need I say more about Spock? Spock's great. S character, without a doubt. Following one of the best characters, we have one of the most interesting, not in the good way. Sorry, Neelix. You're just there. I don't dislike you as much as some people, but at the same time, yeah. Okay, next up we have Paul Stamets from Star Trek Discovery. He's one of the few characters that kind of gets fleshed out in Discovery, but at the same time, his character really isn't all that great. Next up we have Quark, and I gotta say Quark he could be an A character. He really could be, but I'm gonna put him in the B category. I think that's super solid. Following Quark, we have Saru from Star Trek Discovery. Now, he will be the lone Discovery character that isn't a D. I do think Saru is the best character in the show, so as saying that, he actually goes into the C category. Following him, we have Captain Kirk, and of course, Captain Kirk goes in the S category. Then after Captain Kirk, we have Tilly. Tilly, you go in the D category. Following Tilly, we have Lieutenant Tasha Yar. She left after one season of TNG. She had plenty of potential to be more than just a C character, but what we got with her, she's just a C character. Following her, we have Travis Mayweather in Enterprise, who again was a cool character, had a lot of potential, but at the same time, just never really did enough within the show to warrant being more than a C character. Our final two are pretty great characters. We have Commander Riker and Lieutenant Worf. These two are tough. Do you put them in the A category or put them in the S category? I think Commander Riker is an A category guy. You can make an argument for S. but I think A is super solid for him. And Worf, do you put him in the S category due to his time on TNG and DS9? I mean, he's probably one of the best fleshed out characters in all of Star Trek. He's appeared in more episodes of Star Trek than any other character. I'm going to put Worf in the A category, and I think that's a super solid place. Well, there you have it. There's my list. Again, arguments can be had for any of these characters to be moved up or down or what have you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, what would kind of your list look like? What are some of your S characters, A characters, what have you? Let me know down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, guys, everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching.